former head of the Mossad, Mr. Shabtai Shavit, and the head of ICT, Professor Alex Mintz, Dean of the Lauder School of Government, Dr. Boaz Ganor, CEO of ICT, and Deputy Dean of the Lauder School of Government, the Honorary Guardian of ICT to be this evening, and Honorary Fellow of IDC, President of the World Jewish Congress, His Excellency Ambassador Ronald Lauder, the United States Ambassador to Israel, His Excellency John Cunningham, former Chief of Staff of the Israeli Defense Forces and Deputy Prime Minister Moshe Ya'alon, dear guests. Matter of fact, I prepared a wonderful speech. I flew in today from my vacation in France, and the speech was left in the airplane to be used by the Air France authorities if they so please. So here is a dull replacement of what I wrote and managed to scribble just before I came. By the end of the first millennium, after there was a disappointment that there was no reappearance of Jesus, the state of religious radicalism swept Christian Europe. As a result of it, holy wars were started. The Crusade and other holy wars that lasted for several hundred of years. In the beginning of the second millennium, we see a new kind of holy wars. This time, radical Islam is delivering jihad upon all the infidels all over. The message is delivered in absolute terms, and the road to effectuate the message is brutal and murderous. Europe and the free world painfully learned the lesson. There is nothing sacred in a religious war. The French Revolution, the American Constitution, and even theoretical communism prevented religion to be able to, any religion, to be able to actually declare and start war. It's true, of course, that people found many other reasons to launch wars and kill other human beings. But religious wars were simply out of the scene. The radical jihadist Islam is trying to turn the clock 1,000 years back. They are trying to bring back the horrors of holy and religious wars upon theirs. The main weapon right now is terrorism, but it is only the beginning. A terrorist-sponsoring country ruled by religious extremist mullahs and run by a person who declares his desire to annihilate a United Nations member state is presently equipping himself with nuclear bombs capability and is planning under that umbrella to control more than 60% of the known world oil resources. We all have to understand that global jihad has to be faced by a global resistance. That includes all humane and democratic societies. And in that group, we should include, unmistakably, the moderate Islamic countries, which are threatened the most, I would say, from the jihadist radical Islam. Israel is now is negotiating peace with the Palestinian Authority. That negotiation is threatened by terrorism. The Palestinians are threatened, and we Israelis are threatened that terror will come again at our doorsteps due to the very fact that there is perhaps a chance of reaching an understanding and bringing to an end our very brutal and difficult conflict. We all have to unite in helping the negotiation to succeed and preventing terror from interfering in the process. In the same spirit, it is up to all of us to assist moderate Islamic regimes in their confrontation with radical Islam. International cooperation is not only sharing intelligence and helping each other when combat is needed. It has a normative side to it. There must be an international agreement in drawing the fine line between being able to effectively fight terrorism and preserve our democratic and humane values. We have to look afresh at the existing rules of war and understand that we have to redefine proportionality in order to enable a realistic and just approach in combating terror, even in heavily populated civilian areas. It is easy, and I know it's popular, to sit on the sidelines and criticize and be against and not provide true guidelines that, in the mind of those who criticize, should apply to their own country if they will be, and they may be, in such a similar situation as we are in. I am proud that ICT, under the great leadership of Dr. Boaz Ganor, was able to establish the Center, the study of Counter-Terrorism, as a legitimate academic subject. Dr. Ganor and Mr. Shavit started the Institute several years before 9/11 occurred. Today, IDC is providing graduate studies in counterterrorism attended by students from all over the world. Leading students that graduated their bachelor's degrees in Stanford, in NYU, in Harvard, all over the place, as well as in Oxford, are coming to study an MA degree in counterterrorism at IDC. In that sense, IDC was a leader in establishing this new focus of learning, and it is followed all over the place, unfortunately, due to the circumstances that necessitated. We are opening the 10th International Conference on Counterterrorism. We see here familiar faces that we meet time and over again, and there are new people who attend. And I wish the success of the conference to all participants, and we all should hope that some new ideas that will enable us to confront terrorism better may come out of it. Let me just add with a few words about 9/11. It's not a regular date. We remember what happened in the United States at 9/11, 2001. The act of terrorism was directed at a nation that accepted people from all over the world, regardless of their religion or nationality, with open arms, enabling the people from all over the world to be part and parcel of of that society and better their lives. It is a society that sent several times their own people to fight against tyranny and deprivation of basic human rights outside the United States itself. It is a country that is functioning under one of the greatest constitutions ever written. It is that country and the values of that country that the terrorists decided to attack. Beyond the tragedy, it symbolizes what the jihad is against, what kind of values that were reached by the best civilization they want to destroy and replace. There is no other country in the world history that was so open to all as the United States. And that was a target, and is a target, of terrorism, of the jihadist terrorists. We mourn today with the people of the United States the tragedy of 9/11. We know very well from our own experience how painful is the loss of a member of a family in such a situation. The scars will be with those people, with the relatives, for the rest of their lives. But at the same time, we salute the United States and we cherish the values that country stands for. And therefore, because we cherish those values, we stand shoulder to shoulder in the fight against terrorism. Thank you.